Oh, suck it now. What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. I'm LotusAsakura, the one who never knows best, and today I'm very, very, very excited and frankly relieved to bring you guys some extremely exciting news and announcement from Bandai Namco. Slightly disappointed, and we'll get to that in just a minute, but like overall, I'm pretty excited. I don't know about you guys. I'm sure a lot of y'all had already heard the news, but let's go ahead and get into it. Earlier today, we finally got an update from the team over at Bandai Namco, over on the Bandai Namco Esports Twitter page in regards to Dragon Ball FighterZ, the balance patch that we're supposed to be getting, and rollback net code. So let's go ahead and get into it. So if we take a look, it said BNE Esports, link to this tweet and their Twitter account or whatever will be in the description down below if you want to check it out for yourself or whatever, or if you just want to follow them in case you haven't already. And actually, let me just open this in a new tab, and then hold on, give me 1 second here. All right, so boom. Also, let me just adjust my camera real quick, put my sub down here. So from the Dragon Ball FighterZ team, hello fighters. Today, we would like to announce that the balance adjustment patch, which was announced in March, patch version 1.32, will be released sequentially from May 23rd. I don't know if y'all checked the schedule or not, but today's May 22nd, which means the balance patch that we've all been waiting for is finally getting released tomorrow. Now, I don't know if that's like tonight or tomorrow morning, or like, you know what I'm saying? Because it says, the follow-up sentence is, please note that the distribution timings will differ between platforms, so it's not going to release simultaneously on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. You know, it can vary by an hour or two, give or take. I'm saying it's a bit funky like that sometimes, but this is, let's go, man. I've been waiting so long for this because, again, like I'm super excited. My expectations aren't very high, but my hopes are very high. My expectations are down here, but my hopes is up here. You feel me? So like, I mean, a lot of us have been pretty vocal that we are not happy with this version of the game. It feels like the majority of players that are playing DBFZ are just kind of just like, you know, just in limbo, just playing the game, whatever, just hoping for something to change in the patch. And a lot of people just aren't playing it at all, including a lot of top players. And admittedly myself, like, even though I've been wanting to practice for Combo Breaker, I have not been playing the game as much as I really should or intended to leading up to this event. But that's also important to note that speaking of Combo Breaker is happening in 4 days, 3 days after this patch. Combo Breaker came out and said, hey, obviously you've all been practicing on this version of the game. We're not going to use the new patch for the tournament, which makes sense. And I think most people would agree with that. They did say that they would leave it up to a poll if the community really wanted to, but like 99% of people, I'm certain, are like, even if the new patch is great and we love it, it just makes way more sense. It's just easier for everybody, for us to just play on the current patch. And then, you know, moving forward, we play, you know, Evo and whatever else on the patches, the new patch, and potentially a second patch, which we'll get to. But yeah, and I don't really know what it is, by the way, with like whoever's in charge of stuff like this in the esports teams. And I don't mean like sponsors, but I mean like the esports like department in these companies that, you know, like, how can you have such an important thing happen like right before one of the major events that's helped keeping the game afloat? And I don't know, it's really weird. I don't really understand it, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and keep reading. I don't want to be too negative in this because I am genuinely very excited. But let's move on. The adjustments will be made based on the playability of the game after the overall balance and adjustment made last June, as well as on the voices we have been hearing from the community. So the apparently taking in a lot of community feedback into this patch. So hopefully a lot of things that we want to see get changed will actually get changed. We hope that you will take this opportunity to experience both the characters you're familiar with and those you have not used much in the past, which sounds like to me they're probably going to try to buff up some of the characters who aren't as used and tone down some of the characters who are really popular. We would also like to mention that we are planning a second round of balance adjustments based on the results of this round. Details will be announced in the near future, so we hope players would look forward to further information, which again, extremely exciting because we all thought that the current patch that we have was the end-all be-all, but fortunately enough, they did listen to us just enough and heard the outcry that, hey, we really do not like this version of the game, please fix it, and they bring it to us. And not only that, they're saying, hey, this isn't just a one-time thing, this isn't the end-all be-all. We're giving you guys one more big patch, okay? And then after that patch, we're gonna listen again to the feedback, see how you guys are rocking with it, see how you're feeling it, and we'll make some more tweaks and adjustments based on the feedback after that. So bare minimum, we're getting a patch tomorrow and then one more patch a little bit later down the line. That could be a month or two, that could be a few months. Who knows how long that'll take? But like they said, details will be announced in the future. Let's go. Now, moving on. In regard to the rollback netcode implementation, and this is where we get some of the disappointing news. We made an announcement earlier this year that a beta test will be carried out on Steam around spring. However, to further improve and stabilize the experience of the future, we have decided to postpone the timing of the test. We apologize for the delay, but the team here is committed to delivering the feature in its best shape. So we hope that players would wait a little longer for further updates regarding timings of the beta test. Which, here's my thing, right? The biggest issue, as much as I dislike the delay-based netcode, as bad as I'm pining and longing for rollback like we all are, and everything else, and as many issues as I have with the current version of the game, the absolute by far biggest issue I have had, especially since they've made all these announcements for the game, has been the complete radio silence and lack of communication. I think I speak for a lot of us, not all of us, but a lot of us, when I say if they would just communicate with us like this regularly and give us updates, even if it's just to say, hey, we're running into this issue, or this is delayed, or, you know, etc., it would just make the whole experience 100 times better. We'd be more understanding, more supportive, and this is all it takes. Like, just something like this means so much to me, and I'm sure it means a lot to you. It's like, okay, I understand implementing rollback is very difficult, very expensive, but why are we just getting like no communication whatsoever? And it's just been very confusing. Rollback was announced almost a year ago now. We're in May. We're about to be June. We're at the end of May. It's about to be June. Rollback was announced in August of last year. In a couple more months, it's going to be a full year since it was announced. And basically, we had heard next to nothing about it, other than the fact that they were working on it, that they announced it back then. We're supposed to be having a beta. Beta should have happened by now or somewhere around this time. I guess technically spring doesn't end until June. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it gets delayed, and that's fine. I understand. It's difficult to do. Hey, we're still working on it, and I want the netcode that they implement with rollback to be as smooth and as refined and as clean and as stable as possible. So take the time that you need to make sure that you're putting out a great product. I'm glad that you're putting in the proper effort and due diligence to make sure that you're not just slapping it on there willy-nilly and it's not any better than what we currently have, and that you want to do it the right way. But just talk to us, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's communication it's an essential part of any relationship, even as the company and consumer. It ain't just about your boyfriend, girlfriend. Like, any proper communication, any proper relationship gonna need proper communication, you feel me? So this means a lot to me. It is disappointing. It's very disappointing that we're not getting rollback as soon as we had hoped or thought. Frankly, when they announced it at EVO, I thought we would have it by now. And when they announced the beta, I definitely thought we'd have the beta by now. It's not the case. It is what it is. We can all be upset and disappointed about that, but I am very relieved, very excited, very grateful, very thankful that we're getting it at all, that they're still working on it. They're doing their best to make it as good as possible, and the balance patch is on the way. Not only is it on the way, it's releasing tomorrow. And boy, this just lit a flame in the spark. Passion, the flame is ignited. You can't put it out so sweet lighted. This is exactly I'm talking about. We ride. You deal with filter villains who stand inside the blue two spills, the pit two stones, the tongue two films can fly about miles around it. Payback, but I don't know why I started singing Eminem. Like, I'm losing my mind right now. I can't believe I still remember that verse. But regardless, like, it's just I'm hyped because like my love for the game was waning a lot. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I mean, y'all can see it in my video, you can see it in my face where I talk about it, the fact that I hardly stream it anymore. Like, I don't like this version, and most people don't. So I don't expect it to become the greatest game ever made overnight in this patch. But at the very least, it's going to be exciting to explore it, see what's new, see what changes. And there's also still that hope that, you know, it can get even better. And like, obviously, fingers crossed, here's hoping that it is really good and that we love it. At the very least, there's going to be new stuff to explore for characters. Some characters are going to get buffed, some characters are going to get nerfed. It's going to be a new version. There's going to be a lot of experimentation, labbing, you know what I'm saying, a lot of things to discover. And there will be another follow-up patch that could tweak things even more. Obviously, I don't expect there's certain things that I personally dislike in the game that aren't going to change. Like, CSS aren't going to change, right? Like, the way certain auto combos work, it's probably not going to change, right? But then there's just other things like certain tools characters have and so on and so forth, and maybe certain game mechanics that will be, you know, tweaked, and I'll be like, yeah, I like this a lot more, you know what I'm saying? And oh man, if Trunks can get any sort of meaningful buffs, it's over. Are you niggas? Anyway, so yeah, we haven't even finished reading this. So let's go ahead and finish this off. But finally, we would like to officially announce that the 2023-2024 World Tour will be beginning from this year's EVO, which I most likely will be in attendance for, especially if this patch is good and we really rock it with it. Because you see how excited I am, and I hope they don't let me down, man. Again, I'm really excited now. Once I stop recording this video, I'm gonna calm down and I'm gonna, you know, temper my expectations. Because again, when it comes to Bandai Namco, tempered expectations are very crucial, okay? But I'm gonna definitely be in there if I'm rocking with this patch, because this is my favorite game of all time. I want to love this game. I want to play this game. I never want to let this game go, but it's just been very hard lately. As in the previous season, we are planning to hold a tournament format that will support community organized tournaments. Details will be announced soon, so please join us in this exciting competition. The entire Dragon Ball FighterZ team is committed to making the game more enjoyable for everyone. thank you again for your continued support. And thank you again as well, Bandai Namco, for your continued support. Wish you'd communicate with us a little bit more, but this means a lot. I'm very excited, and hopefully you guys out there watching this video are as well. Now, there's one more thing I want to talk to you guys about, right? You guys are going to go ahead and I'm going to try to get a double upload for you guys. You guys are seeing this video first. Remember several months ago at this point, I don't know how long exactly, it might have been like 3 or 4 months ago. I'm keeping it a break. I'm not very good at my job, am I? I hosted basically a Dragon Ball FighterZ roundtable where I got top players from all over the world, and we all got together. We talked about our hopes and wishes for the next patch, and buffs and nerfs, and the things we'd like to see change, etc., etc. And you guys got the first part of that, and I never brought you guys the buffs/nerfs tier list because it's like a 3-hour segment that was on my stream. And the first part was already like an hour and some change, I want to say. And then statistically and analytically for YouTube, it would be very bad for me to put a video like that up there. Fuck it. I owe it to y'all. I'm excited. I'm hyped. I'm gonna bite the bullet. I'm gonna take the hit, whatever negative effects it has on my channel. I don't even care, dog. I'm gonna go ahead and upload it for y'all. And those who want to watch it can watch it because it's better late than never. And I want you guys to be able to see that content in case you missed it on the stream way back then, before the patch actually does go live, either later tonight or sometime tomorrow. I'm expecting it to most likely actually be tomorrow, but if it's tonight, I'm gonna be in there. Like if it's regardless of what platform. Well, I don't own Xbox, but if it's on the Switch, the PlayStation, or the PC, I'm in there like swimwear. You know what I mean? The only thing that sucks is that I'm not gonna be able to practice now properly for Combo Breaker. Well, I guess what I'm gonna have to do is pick a platform to not update and then use the other platform to practice, because obviously I'm going to be wanting to play the new patch, but if I want to actually get some legitimate practice for Combo Breaker, I can't update my game because it's going to be a different version, you know what I'm saying? But that being said, I'm gonna upload that big old stream for you guys, and I'm gonna just let y'all do with that what you will. It's super late, and it might not matter as much, but the whole point of that is for you guys to see like how we think and feel about the game and what we expect or would like to see change, and then I guess it'll be very quick to where we actually get to see what happens. So yeah, man, balance patch tomorrow, rollback might not even come before Evo at this rate. It most likely, I would say, is not going to be coming before Evo, and you know, there's still no real timetable on things, but hopefully they have some more information for us soon about things like that. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. This is what we've all been waiting for, especially what I've been waiting for. I just want them to talk to us. I just really wanted them to talk to us. It just feels like they don't care, like you're not appreciating. You know what I'm saying? Like legitimately, like it feels like you're with a partner who just doesn't care about your feelings at all. When they're just like, they're just not talking or telling you about anything that's going on, and there's just all this like hush secrecy behind the scenes. Like, bro, like if you having problems, just say that. Like if things are getting delayed, just say that. Like, I don't understand what it is. What it is. I'm excited. I'm appreciative. I'm grateful. I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait to get my hands on this patch. And there's some DBFZ content coming soon for your head top, that's for sure. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hit the like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already so you can stay tuned for all this content I'm bringing you. With all that being said, it's pretty much off today. And remember, nothing can happen to you. Swing the bat. Later.